A super Easter egg is one of the most coveted aspects of a Call of Duty Zombies game. Super Easter eggs reward a player for a year's worth of effort and dedication to that mode, often requiring you to complete every Easter egg on a Zombies game to reap the benefits it provides. With super Easter eggs ranging in quality from game-changingly good to very underwhelming. This video will be your comprehensive history and evolution of super Easter eggs in Call of Duty Zombies. If you want to see more Zombies history videos, the playlist is linked below, and some of the footage may be used by others in the community, and all the footage will be credited. Okay, let's get started with... World at War has no super Easter egg, adding only one main-ish Easter egg in its entire life cycle with the Flytrap Easter egg on the map Derice. This Easter egg provides no reward and is only there for narrative aspects, but it is a crucial part of Easter egg history and it would be sinful not to mention it here. Black Ops 1 is the introduction of the traditional main quest Easter egg, and as such you can see them start to experiment with that formula. Each map actually provides you with some rewards, with the rewards getting better with each map until we finally reach Moon, going from a 60-second death machine to a permanent set of perks. Black Ops 1 doesn't have what we would consider a super Easter egg by today's standards, but it does actually have a form of super Easter egg. In order to complete the extended Richthofen's Grand Scheme main quest, the player must have completed Call the Dead and Shangri-La's main quests in order to obtain both the Vril device and the focusing zone. Both of these items are actually needed to progress further down the first half of the Moon main quest. You don't get many rewards, and none of them last longer than the current match, but the rewards you do get are actually really cool. Firstly, the players will all receive perks in the game permanently for the rest of the match as long as you are revived and don't, bleed out of the match. Like, you can bleed out and respawn and still have them, but you can't, leave the match. Secondly, the player that is playing as Richthofen will swap souls with Samantha Maxis, allowing you to play as her in Richthofen's body. Unfortunately, to regain these rewards, the players will have to get the necessary items and complete the Moon Easter egg again. Ascension is not required for the super Easter egg here, as you do not get any useful item from that map. Black Ops 1 has some cool ideas, and the idea of you needing items from other Easter eggs to progress the final map is a fun concept that I wish they played around with more in future games, but unfortunately that never really comes up again in the series. The rewards on display here are cool, but unfortunately they are one-time use, requiring all the work to be done again to even attempt to get them a second time. Black Ops 2 is the first game with a proper super Easter egg, although it is done very strangely. The main story of Black Ops 2 is the Victus story, which acts as a continuation of the World at War and Black Ops 1 storyline. There is, however, two side stories that take place on the same game in the Mob of the Dead and Origin stories. These two maps have absolutely nothing to do with the super Easter egg on this game, leaving 2/5 of the game not really necessary to the overall super Easter egg. Black Ops 2 also marks the beginning in the shift of Zombies from a survival mode to a survival mode with an emphasis on gameplay systems and Easter eggs and quests. Looking at the super Easter egg in this game, we actually have two outcomes which can be decided by the player in-game. Each Victus map requires the player to choose between Maxis and Richthofen. While both final outcomes can be achieved by the player has to be all Easter eggs as one side first before being allowed to swap over to the other side. So if you want to complete the super Easter egg, you have to complete either all Easter eggs as Maxis or all Easter eggs as Richthofen before swapping over and doing the other side. The player will have to beat Transit, Die Rise and Buried in order to activate the super Easter egg, but the player must also build a nav card table on each map. Each map has a nav card that must be inserted into a specific machine for the game to be able to track and check your progress on all of the Easter eggs. When this is done, the player must complete the buried Easter egg, and if all of the Easter eggs have been completed for one side and the nav cards are correctly placed in the correct tables, the player can then activate the final encounter. This can be done in buried. It doesn't have to be the same game as you completing the main Easter egg. You can leave and join back and then do it from there. As long as you've completed all three and all three nav cards are in the right spot and you haven't done any other Easter eggs since then, you can load back in and do it on round 1 if you want. So if you go to the back of the courthouse, you can interact with a box, and upon interacting with all this box, your progress is reset on the super Easter egg and you get the following rewards. If the player supported Richtofen, you get access to a permanent fire sale, all perks on the map, and a unique version of Mule Kick that allows you to hold 4 weapons. If the player chooses Maxis, they get the following: a blue-eyed zombie that will spawn in every now and then, and if you kill it, you're guaranteed a power-up. I have Pack Punch written down there. I don't know why Pack Punch is written down there. You are guaranteed a power-up. Zombies' eyes will change color to yellow. Both sides also provide you with a larger narrative epilogue than what is present on the buried map if you complete just that alone. Black Ops 2 does step up the game in rewards, with Richtofen in particular rewarding the player with substantially better equipment and rewards than Maxis, despite Maxis being the canon ending. Again, the rewards are only available for that match and then they are lost once you leave, with the player required to redo all of the prep work if they want to complete it again. While the rewards are a step up from Black Ops 1 and there is now an in-game way to track your progress, it still leaves a bit to be desired from a super Easter egg. If you are enjoying the History of series, consider subscribing as it helps the channel out, and we are aiming to hit 1000 subscribers as our next channel goal. Leave a like if this video teaches you something you didn't know, and don't forget to check out my other videos in the series below. If you want to see me grinding the Black Ops 7 camos, I have a series currently ongoing alongside the History of Zombies series. Okay, back to the video. Black Ops 3 is the first game in the series that introduces a super Easter egg that actually grants permanent rewards, as well as the first instance of a cosmetic reward in the History of Zombies. The player also, for the first time, has to complete all 5 previous zombie maps present in the game before Revelations in order to complete the super Easter egg. This can be tracked by the gate worm or summoning key icon on the map selection page either being blacked out or filled in. There is no secondary objective like the nav cards in this game. No, instead the player just simply has to complete all of the Easter eggs on the game. Like previous games, the Easter eggs in this map grant the player a free perkaholic for that specific game. It's when all of them are completed that the player may notice the difference. There is no additional quest steps either, like an additional activation such as in Buried. Instead, the player is granted the rewards simply for beating the Revelations Easter egg last. The rewards for completing the Black Ops 3 super Easter egg titled A Better Tomorrow are the following: 1 million XP, which is considered a full prestige, a Dark Ops calling card that the player can apply to their profile, and a permanent RK5 pistol on spawn on any game past this point. As you can see, the rewards on here are really a step up. Not only are these rewards permanent, they are also useful, with the RK5 being a great time saver for future games, and the calling card being a nice flex on other people that you completed all of the Easter eggs. There was also some match exclusive rewards, such as the ability to complete a side quest that unlocks post super Easter egg completion to gain wall power and crate power gobblegum effects for the rest of the match in Revelations, alongside being able to unlock the Path of Sorrow's wall buy. Black Ops 3 definitely increased the potence of a super Easter egg and put super Easter eggs on the map with both cosmetics and usable rewards that are permanently unlocked. I sure do hope the next game keeps up with this momentum. Okay, let's be real. We already know that this is the best super Easter egg that any Zombies game has ever made. With useful rewards, secret boss fights, and exclusive unlocks, it really does make the game a complete package. To go off script for a second, I bought Infinite Warfare for maybe €40, and I spent well over 80 in-game hours unlocking the super Easter egg, unlocking the variants, and just playing the game. Looking on my Steam right now, I have over 80 hours in this game, and I have not touched multiplayer once. So yeah, it's an incredible Zombies game with an even better super Easter egg. So Infinite Warfare actually mixes the two systems from Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1. You basically need to beat each Easter egg, and when you complete the Easter egg on a map, you must then pick up a piece of the soul key, which will be added to your inventory. When you reach Beast from Beyond and pick up the final piece of the soul key, you can go to the Pack-a-Punch room and interact with the jar in the Pack-a-Punch room, with the soul key being complete, and it unlocks Director's Cut mode. Director's Cut is a brand new reward mode that you get for completing the first step of the super Easter egg. This mode spawns you in with 25k points, all perks. The mystery box gives a Pack-a-Punch tier 1 gun. The player can infinitely refill their Fate and Fortune cards. All maps' wonder weapons can be found in the mystery box and can be upgraded a single tier. Lost and Found is free to use, and finally Double Pack-a-Punch is instantly unlocked. The player must then complete every Easter egg again to unlock the final secret boss of the game, which is none other than Mephistopheles, which is the hardest and most mechanically complex boss to ever be introduced on a Call of Duty Zombies game. This boss is so intense and mechanically demanding that it would be expected to be in a Destiny game, not a Call of Duty Zombies game. You also get an additional reward for beating both the Easter eggs again in Director's Cut and then defeating Mephistopheles. The first thing you unlock is an exclusive call-in card for defeating Meph. Next, you unlock a brand new exclusive camo for beating all the Easter eggs again. And finally, Willard Wyler, the game's main villain, can now be played on Zombies in Spaceland. Infinite Warfare really stepped up the game with not only a tier 1 super Easter egg with Director's Cut, but then a second tier for beating them all again. This gives more rewards, more prestige, and more bragging rights to anyone that has obtained it all. Not only that, but the game's final cutscene is only obtainable by the few that have unlocked Willard Wyler and then completed the Spaceland Easter egg yet again, one final time. Infinite Warfare, with its depth and systems, really feels like the first game, in my opinion, that you could buy just for zombies and feel like you got more than your money's worth. This is how a super Easter egg should be done, and I'm sure it only goes up from here. What did you guys think of the Infinite Warfare super Easter egg? Let me know your favorite super Easter egg in the comments below. This is a game, again, I'm not very familiar with, but I do think there is a small and somewhat basic super Easter egg being present. If you complete all of the game's Easter eggs, including the 3 Tortured Path Easter eggs, you gain access to the following: the Witch Warden skin as a playable character going forward, and the Uber Schnell weapon charm. This is a massive step back in terms of rewards, with no Director's Cut, no secret bosses, and nothing to really reward all that effort outside of a relatively cool player skin. World War II really should have had more to it, as the game started off really promising with a hidden reward system, a hardcore Easter egg, and additional routes to complete the main quest. But the game, following on from its DLC 1 launch, just went massively downhill. I can't help but feel like more was planned for this game, but its funding got massively cut down due to low performance of the mode. Regardless, Infinite Warfare also had low performance, and they managed to get the best super Easter egg of all time in that game. So we should not expect less from here on out. And then, of course, Black Ops 4. This game does not have a super Easter egg, and honestly, it's just not acceptable. I don't care what turmoil was going on behind the scenes at Treyarch. People speculate that one was cut, but for a full price product with a paid season pass, the Black Ops Pass, we should expect better than this. I don't care if it was a minimum viable product they gave us, and it's technically what they advertised. We should have expected more, and there should have been more outrage, to be completely honest. Black Ops 4 should have been finished to a quality, not the spluttering death that it had. And a super Easter egg, no matter how small, even if it was just spawn in with a Pack-a-Punch tier 1 gun or something, it should have been present on each map. It should have been. And yeah, there's not much more I have to say. Black Ops Cold War actually marks the final super Easter egg to this point, with every game after this having no super Easter egg. While Black Ops 6 did improve the overall Easter egg rewards, the lack of a super Easter egg for that game is disappointing, and Treyarch is aware of that. Players expect a reward going into Black Ops 7, and Treyarch better not disappoint. Okay, looking at Cold War, this is probably the second biggest Easter egg in terms of rewards and quality, but it's still a massive step down from Infinite Warfare. In order to activate the super Easter egg, the player must complete at least 2 main quests, as this again is the return of the staged super Easter egg. The player can then load into the Outbreak map Zoo and interact with the ritual site. Each obelisk present at the ritual site stands for at least 1 Easter egg. The player can interact with the ritual site multiple times to increase their reward tier as they continue to complete Easter eggs in the game. The rewards are as follows: an uncommon rarity on spawn for 2 completions, rare rarity on spawn for 4 completions, and epic rarity on spawn for all 6 Easter egg completions. A Dark Ops card for all 6 Easter egg completions, a watch with a headshot tracker for all 6 Easter egg completions, and character portrait emblems for beating each quest with the characters of importance to that quest being presented to the player. The actual unlocking here is cool, and the ritual is a fun way to toggle the rewards like the rarity increase on and off, but unfortunately this again is a step down from Infinite Warfare. No upgraded box, no upgraded pack-a-punch, no secret character unlocks, and of course no secret boss fight with story implications or anything, not even just a fun additional boss. So in my opinion, while this is for sure the second best super Easter egg out there for rewards and effort put in, it still pales in comparison to the GOAT that is Infinite Warfare. Okay, this is actually much shorter than expected because I really thought there would be more to super Easter eggs than there actually is. Every game post World War II besides Cold War literally has nothing, which is just not acceptable. The fact that Richthofen in Black Ops 6 has operator quotes and a fully modeled in-game character, yet we cannot unlock him, is one of the most baffling decisions I think I have ever seen. I'm expecting to be blown away with the quality of the Black Ops 7 Super Easter egg, as Treyarch knows what's on the line here. Not only did they mention the Infinite Warfare Super Easter egg recently, they also acknowledged the lack of Black Ops 6 having one being a disappointment. Overall, it's super disappointing that only one game in the series has reached the heights of a great Super Easter egg, and what's even more unfortunate is no one will ever really play it, as it is one of the less popular Zombies games. Super Easter eggs are an interesting part of Zombies history that appears to have regressed in quality and importance as the mode got simpler and as the mode went on. Black Ops 7 is off to a great start, so let's just hope it keeps the momentum going. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this rather short entry into the Zombies History and Evolution series. It appears we have done most of the large sweeping topics, so the next few entries might be a bit shorter or smaller in scope. Of course, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. If I missed anything, let me know and I will pin it below. And of course, if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe as we barrel our way to 1,000 subscribers. Who knows, I might even have a few surprises when we reach it. Okay, see you all in the next one.